After 12 weeks of the greatest team season, we have our standings now, and what an interesting storyline in many parts of the NFL. We'll start off with the Cincinnati Bengals of 1988. They had a big win against Cleveland last week, but they are 2-9 and struggling in the North. Now we have the Baltimore Ravens, who seem to always dominate, especially on defense, and they are 8-2 on the season, leading the division by 3 games over the Steelers, and then Browns and Bengals close it out. Now we move on to the AFC West, and I think the best, greatest team division in the NFL. We start with the San Diego Chargers, who play the Kansas City Chiefs in an interdivision rivalry, and they won that game, and they moved up to 7-4 on the season. And their counterpart, the Raiders, they beat on the Dallas Cowboys, and they have 1 game up on them, 8-3 in the AFC West. And the other 2 teams, including the Kansas City Chiefs and Denver Broncos, 7-4 and 5-6 on the season to close out this greatest teams division. Now we will look at the AFC in entirety, as they include the North and the South, Baltimore and Tennessee leading those divisions, Houston, Indy, and Jacksonville, all 4-7. Now we'll look at the East and the West. New England up on top, 7-3, Buffalo and Miami, along with New York, all below New England. National Football Conference coming at you first off, the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons played in an inter-division rivalry, and they went up to 4-7 in that game. They lost, though, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who played a great game in Atlanta, and during that game, they would move up to 4-7 in the division, with the other 2 teams, including the Saints and the Panthers. New Orleans winning 8-2. Now we move on to the NFC West, and the number 4 in points is the number uno in the division, NFC West, led by the San Fran 49ers, 8-3 on the season. And it'd be a big win versus Jacksonville last week that would get them to that mark, 8-3 on this season. They are in first place in their division. Now we move on to the Seattle Seahawks, who are just trailing behind at 5-6 on the season. They just beat the St. Louis Rams, who fall to 6-5, and the Cardinals are at 2-9. And they seem pretty much out of the playoffs. Now I'll leave it to the rest of the NFC. Goodbye.